Designed and constructed by Ralph Bent, the Independent Order of Oddfellows Hall in Brooklyn is a three-story, balloon-framed Italianate structure built in 1896. Listed in the National Register in 1990, the hall is the largest and most architecturally significant building in Brooklyn, with a commanding view overlooking Egomogan Reach on Penobscot Bay. The building's purpose was to house the I.O.O.F Lodge on the top level and to employ the second floor for community functions and the first as commercial spaces. The Oddfellows Hall served its purpose into the 1990s when it was sold. It then stood largely vacant for a number of years. When purchased by 120 Reach Road LLC, the building was in a serious state of disrepair and required a complete restoration. Many historic features had been removed. The previous owners had raised the building and installed a new foundation, but about 30% of the floor joists and main support beams on the first floor were rotten. The roof had been shingled in various materials and was leaking. There was a large broken truss in the roof system that needed repair. The knob and tube electrical system had to be replaced. The large double-hung windows were rotted, mostly inoperable, and in need of restoration. Exterior doors were coming off their hinges and falling apart. The exterior paint was completely gone, and the clapboard siding was in extremely poor condition. The fire escapes were corroded and unstable. Facing these issues, the new co-owners, Steve White of Brooklyn Boatyard, historic preservation expert Robert Baird, and longtime summer resident architect John Ike, formulated a plan to return the exterior to its original grandeur and to divide the interior three ways in order to allow the building to continue its usefulness for the next generation. The project contemplated conversion of the first floor into a boat building shop for White and the second and third floors into loft-like apartments owned by Baird and Ike respectively. A core goal of the project was to save and restore as much of its remaining original fabric as possible. The roof of the building was stripped to the bonding boards and completely reshingled. The broken major truss was jacked into place and repaired. On the third floor, which Ike has designed and furnished to evoke a modern Italian palazzo, lath and plaster walls were repaired, replastered, and painted with tinted lime wash to mimic the look of fresco. To accommodate White's shop on the first floor, interior walls were removed to open up the space, and a 40-foot steel beam was installed with new foundations to support the floors above. The building's monumental double-hung windows were removed and restored to preserve the old glass and overall look. New preservation storm windows were also installed. To allow insulation and fireproofing to be done, the historic beadboard on the first and second floors was carefully removed and reinstalled. Soffit walls were installed to mark spots where original walls were removed. All of the original lighting fixtures in the building were completely restored. Outside, over the years there had been major water damage causing the crawlspace floors to rot. Proper drainage was installed around the foundations of the building, and drainage and sump pumps were installed in the cellar crawlspace, along with over 60 yards of crushed stone and a vapor barrier to eliminate the water problem. The building's exterior was restored, preserving original clapboards where possible, and then it was painted to its original color scheme. The fire escape was removed from the building and restored. That work included disassembly, stripping, and reassembly with new fasteners to ensure safety. Funded entirely by the owners and utilizing federal and state tax credits, this 3-year project saved a significant resource for the Brooklyn community, providing the town with not only a continuing connection to its history, but also a vibrant contributor to its present.